Hi, so this is the student registration application. So I guess this is a continuation of the student portal because it's just a modified version of the student portal. So first is this is the home screen. Um, you can ignore that one. Let's just head straight to register. So um, let's just add information here. So this is, let's say, this student, his name is Bob Builder, and then the student ID of C123, course of BSIT in the year, level of 4 for the year, email, and then contact number. So if we hit submit, so it should display Bab's information here. So if we do another run, Jane Doe, to BSCS, let's say 3, jane.doe.mail.com. Then we go back here, it should display Jane Doe's information. So how I did that is I imported the async storage from this library and then declared this one, and then inside the function of the page itself, I declared these fields here using while using the use date range variable, since it's a used for a field, so its value will be changed. After that, to make the code shorter, and instead of doing the rendering the fields one by one, so what I did here is I used a list of objects. So label is for the fields label, placeholder is for the fields placeholder, the value is for this one, so, and the set val is for the set value, so the variable here. So next would be is the error handler. So first is if it checks whether any field is empty or not, and then next is it checks for a valid email in the email field. It's just a simple email validation. Next would be the this one, but sadly the alert doesn't work, since what I showed earlier was a web version, so there are some mobile functions that are not supported in the web, such as alert. So that's why I'm using console. So after that, this is how I rendered the form. First would be the title of the page, and then the information, bit of information below it. Next is I rendered the form using this one, and then the style is based on this one. So next would be the label of the field, which is just based on the label here. And then for the input, text input, so since we're using an arrow function, so and that arrow function is connected to this part here. So what I did here is that since this is a list, I converted it into a map. So when it's passed through here, so each of this will be a parameter for this what do you call that, this arrow function. So basically what it does is it loops the field form fields, which is this one. So I could then simply put it inside a view and then call the variables, and then after that, during on press, it calls the error handler and the part that handles the um, saving of the data to the cache. So first is it extracts the data here, and then it converts it to a JSON format, and then using the async storage, it stores it to the cache and then the output. So for rendering here, so what I did here is that I just modified the old code here. That's why it's saying here that this value is never been used. So for the part here, for this part, I imported the library again. Next would be similarly to how the register works. So I declare the storage key name and then the variables and then loaded it here. So next would be the running the load student data to a arrow function. So it actually renders the data to that page. So it's actually then stored to the variable data here, and then after that it is then displayed through these variables here. So for the full name, it's this one. So yeah, so that's how I made the student registration application, just this one. I think that's all. Thank you.